At age 6, I loved the sound of chocolate, especially the crinkle made from rappers or crunch bars and crackles. Made maturity through life exposure. I knew that life was golden after returns from the Gold Coast. The same state of how we mature and we find it worthy of a cringe at times. Facebook reminds us of old posts. Listen, my only enemies are competition. That don't mean the reverse is true, cause it's you versus you. What I learned to keep me out of early coffin.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah,
That's a long time already.
It's a long time.
It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, hey, Claudio.
Oh, you recording?
Yeah?
Oh, we're here. This is part 4.
Oh, yeah,
Mr.
part
Jim
4.
Frimpson, he's back.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh off the plane from Ghana.
Yeah.
3 and a half weeks back?
Yeah, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, and we're here.
Yeah.
It's been a year since we last got together.
Oh, my God.
And it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah. I mean, this time just comes like that, you know.
Flies by.
Yeah. I mean, it's really amazing. That last year we were talking about one of your albums.
Yes.
You know, we were talking about, is it vinyl or vinyl?
It's available on vinyl, but it's all formats as far as accessibility. So all streaming platforms. Well, not all formats technically because I don't have CDs, but all streaming formats or all streaming platforms. It's available on so YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, etc. But I had a limited edition vinyl that I had designed and made available for a certain period of time, and now it's just standard black vinyl that I'm gonna re-release now here shortly. I just re-uploaded the product and created it on my vinyl distributor's website, and so that will be available for regular consumption now. So the full color vinyl is gone.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
Might bring it back, but that was a special special edition. Special edition, yeah. So it'll be back, but in regular black vinyl. Yeah.
Wow.
So that album was called The F.A.I.M.
The F.A.I.M. Yeah, I remember. I remember that album.
Yep. Fulfillment and appreciation in maturity. It has been very fun as far as the process. I finally started to perform songs from that album. The last time we had met, I hadn't performed anything from that album because it was brand new.
Oh, from that very album.
Yeah.
Okay, but since then you've been performing, right?
I think I performed all but 2 songs off of that album. But should be doing the remaining 2 this weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a whole process.
Hey, you need to go to Ghana.
Yeah.
You need to go
I'm overdue.
You know?
I'm overdue.
Yeah.
I'm overdue.
Just go and then have Ghanaian musicians over there, you know.
It would be good to collab with some people, perform outdoors in the climate, you know.
Wow.
And just get the, interact with the people and get a feel for how it is there.
Yeah.
People have a different appreciation for music overseas.
Oh yeah,
that's another thing.
I mean, Ghanaians are really amazing. If you go there, you'll love it. You know? Mostly from Ghana.
Not having been for 27 years is gonna open up this realization of it being a world of difference between 1999 and now.
But you were young at that time.
I was like 14.
So you doesn't know Ghana.
I mean, it's a lifetime, so I essentially don't.
Yeah.
It really is a lifetime.
I think you have to try one day though.
No, I do. I mean,
you need to go one day, just even by yourself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just to go and
just to go and get a sense of, because I've done a lot of solo travel here in the States. So that would kind of be the next level challenge of going somewhere that I'm not familiar with at this point. Because I've never been as an adult. Yeah. So it would be a good trip to take. But it's essentially not having been before, because the last time I went was a lifetime ago.
Yeah. That was long ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's been the lifetime of somebody who's almost 30.
Almost 30.
That's kind of a weird way to say that.
You were around 16 or 14?
14, almost 15 at the time.
Almost 15 at that time.
Yeah. I mean, I remember a lot of things vividly.
So do you speak Ghana language?
I understand it.
You don't,
but I mean, I don't.
You do understand it or you don't?
I do, for the most part, I don't speak fluently.
So if I ask you any question, let's say, say,
hey,
yeah.
So here,
that's the most easiest way.
Yeah, and the things that you might say to me in full sentences and whatnot, or requests you might make that I'll understand. But to engage in a full conversation, I've never been able to do that.
Oh, yeah.
I just never learned
because
the fluency.
you never learn it. And
I never learned the fluency.
Yeah.
It's never too late. I don't ever think it's too late to do anything.
It's not. You mean it's too late?
I said I don't think it's too late because a lot of the time
it's not.
We get taught that adults, once we get past a certain age, we might have certain stubbornness about things and be set in our ways, definitely. But there's this notion that it's impossible to learn anything new or to adopt different habits. It's probably harder than it would have been if you were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and you were a sponge and you just soaked everything up, right? But it's.
One thing is now you can even learn Ghanaian language through Google Translate.
Yeah.
Google Translate. That I sometimes I go there and then type some things in English, want to see if they can.
Yeah.
And it comes out
Google
really,
Translate
really good.
Probably a few times a month, and it's it probably doesn't do it the best.
You have to learn how to sing. You have to learn how to sing in Ghanaian language
first, and then translate it to English as opposed to the other way around. Yeah. Oh, you mean as far as the lyrics? You mean? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That would be fun. That would be interesting. That would be a fun thing to learn.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm sure it's a clever idea.
Yeah, I could. Wow. So you have how many albums do you have right now?
Total. Let's see. 5313, Max Faith 4105, Black the Default, Lativia's Beautiful Shells, God and the Virgin, No Dogma, seven full length LPs, 7 LPs. I mean, the last one is 7 songs, so some can consider that an EP. I consider it an LP because I believe it has to qualify as an LP. It has to have 7 tracks at least, if I'm not mistaken, and then it has to be a certain length. The 7 LPs. As far as EPs go, we got Please Don't Test God.
Please Don't what?
Please Don't Test God.
Please Don't Test God
is the name of it.
Is one of your album?
EP. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's a shorter format.
Is that on
Bandcamp?
Oh,
it's on Bandcamp.
Is it Bandcamp? Is it your website or what is it? How can
I don't have that on there. So there are a lot of albums I don't have on my website or on streaming platforms because of sampling and all that other stuff that I don't want to make widely accessible due to overutilization, let's say. But so there's that one. Courting of the Glam, 875 Laconic, I called the third one, and then there was another one called 26 Antiba 3. I went through a stage of having these very cryptic, kind of complex naming conventions for my albums, and I explained them, but I wanted to give the listener a task of studying what they meant. And I was straightforward with what the titles meant, but I was into that complexity because it was a fun exercise to unravel the meaning. So four EPs, 4 solo EPs, I believe, and 7 LPs. So a total of 11, 12 projects if you include collaborative projects.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So it's been a long time.
And it's been a long time because I remember you started at the age of what?
I started at 16.
At the age of 16.
Yeah. But those projects I just named are projects that came after as a result of rebranding myself as an artist. But I started at 16. I didn't go by KPW at the time. I went by K Genesis. Well, I went by something else before that. But I didn't like the way the name sounded. So there was a rebrand there too. When I started, I just went I laugh about this every time. I went by my original name, but
What
I extended
is
it.
it?
Well, it was just Kojo,
Kojo.
the alias or the alternate name, because a lot of the time rappers will go by aliases, or will have multiple AKAs, stage names. I can't think of the term right now, but like, for example, Biggie Smalls would go by either Biggie Smalls or the Notorious B.I.G., right? Tupac would go by Tupac, Tupac, or the number 2 Pac, or some people would call him Pac, right? Or in the posthumous era, it was Machiavelli. Once they released everything that he did under that alternate moniker. Jay-Z goes by Jigga or Hove or Jehovah, right? Nas Escobar, AZ Sosa. So I went by Kojo, but I thought
I think Kojo is really good.
Just simple.
Unique is a unique name,
and that's what it should have remained. But I wanted to get fancy.
Kojo will attract Americans and then Africans.
The last name, and the last name would capture Americans. Yeah. But I went by Kojo the Extraordinary. And so I shortened it to KTE, and I didn't like the way that the combination of letters sounded.
You mean KTE?
Kojo the Extraordinary. And I didn't like the way it sounded.
I mean, Kojo is good.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted an alternate name, and that's ultimately, why I shifted away from that. So then I shifted to K Genesis.
Okay, Genesis.
And sometimes, honestly, I wish I'd kept that because I like the way it sounds.
Yeah.
But I stopped doing rap for a while as far as recording. I mean, I've since 2000. There's not been. I just was doing the math a couple of weeks ago. Since 2000, there's not been 1 year that's passed where I haven't written something. But for a while, I was strictly producing, just making beats and trying to get my footing into that. And then at a certain point, it came back together to where I got interested in rapping again and then merged the two. So then by the time I started doing that, I rebranded, and then that's where KPW came from. I was originally going to go back to my name, and then my brother said, hey, you work in corporate America, so if you use your regular name, one of these employers might look you up and find you and then ask you about it. And he understood my concern. I like to keep that separate from corporate life.
Anyway, it's true though, but Kojo is to me, and I love it.
I say
Kojo, KPW.
Yeah, I say my name in my song sometimes too. I mean, I don't hide the fact that that's my name, but I think the reason for it is because it still represents who I am. It's my initials, so it's still me. But from time to time, I'll drop my own name in lyrics to try to reference who I am in a clever way. But I've been thinking about that a lot, just in terms of the fact that some of the most popular, successful artists, or rap artists in particular, have multiple names. How I was just rattling off the few that I did. Others just popped into my mind, like Kendrick Lamar, right? Kung Fu Kenny, K. Dot, right?
Yeah.
Drake, Six God, right?
That's not their real names, right?
No. I mean, Drake's name is his middle name, right?
Oh, okay.
But Kendrick Lamar, Lamar Duckworth. That's his real name. Yeah. But then he has an alternate name that people refer to him as K. Dot, Kung Fu Kenny Dot, etc., etc. So that's one pattern I've noticed with some of the most successful and popular artists, is that they use multiple names, not just one. J. Cole, right? What else does J. Cole go by? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but he uses a couple of aliases too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, if someone want to play some of your music, where can they,
Everywhere. Nobody. Well, that's not true. People are starting to gear towards ownership now, but people like instant stuff. So if you don't want to have to struggle and jump through hoops and go through a direct-to-consumer website, you don't necessarily have to do that. You also have the option of streaming platforms. I'm on every streaming platform and Bandcamp. Now,
Spotify?
Oh, yeah, everything. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon Music, YouTube, and like I said, Bandcamp. So that's more direct to consumer. I haven't explored the Evens of the world, which I've heard being used a lot more in conversation now too, just for the purpose of people wanting to do the direct to consumer thing. There's certain albums that artists have, and I think some artists are even going full direct to consumer where they refuse to put their projects on streaming platforms for understandable reason. I decided to just do it just so that it's accessible, right? I know that over the years there have been times where I've gotten the feedback from people, not even necessarily them telling me this is difficult to access or I struggle with XYZ, but just in observing people's patterns, right? That certain things are just easier for people to access when it's easy, right? I remember one guy, one of my friend looked at him and he said, "Oh, he raps, you know that, right?" He said, "Oh, where can I find some of your music?" So I showed it to him on Apple Music. And at the time, I wasn't uploading my lyrics. I started becoming adamant about doing that. What you'll notice is that most independent artists don't do that. If you go on Apple Music, any major release you see, you look at the songs, you click on the lyrics icon, the lyrics will be there and they'll be syncing and you can follow along with them. Most independent artists don't do that. I don't know if it's because they don't feel like it or because they don't know you can. But at the time I wasn't doing it. And the song that I had him pull up had a very complex lyrical pattern. And so the first thing he said was, "Do you have your lyrics somewhere so I can understand what you're saying?" Right? And that stuck with me. And I was like, a lot of people are not going to necessarily understand the time and the creativity you put into making something complex. They want to be able to digest it. They want ease of comprehension, So I had to start keeping that type of thing in mind. So it doesn't mean that you have to compromise your art or anything like that, but you have to make it easy for people to access whatever that might mean, whether that's interpreting the lyrics, whether that's where to get it, right? Some people don't want to jump through the hoops of going to the direct-to-consumer sites or even clicking on a link or scanning a barcode or whatever. I think that that's all beneficial, but not everybody is going to want to do it. So I think that having options for everyone is beneficial. And I know that the streaming platforms, they have their major disadvantages for artists, right? We're making incremental amounts of money, if any, on the stuff that we're streaming. And the complaints have become more and more and more severe over the years, just with regards to how the streaming platforms have been in cahoots with the record labels, and the whole playlisting hack got corrupted because everybody came in and started trying to capitalize on it and all that. But the benefit I think that there is to that is the accessibility. So I just deal with that and make it available there too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So, if someone want to, do you have any of your music for us to play? Yes.
Yes, actually. Recently, I think the last time we talked, I released one video for the song called Us, featuring Cassiopeia, who is based here in the Twin Cities, St. Paul. And I had yet to do the remaining songs, videos for the remaining songs. So now I have a video for every single song, 7 songs total. And I have all 7 of them queued up in a playlist on YouTube. So we can actually play them from the top here. So what I did was I filmed videos for everything. And then once I got done with the last one, I just put them in this playlist in sequential order.
This one is the F.A.I.M, right?
Yeah.
F.A.I.M.
Yes. So it's essentially, so I put them in a playlist titled after the album, and then I just put every video in the sequence of the songs on the album. So all those songs weren't all those videos, were not filmed in that order. Okay. But I put them in that order so that if somebody wanted to listen to the album and watch their videos at the same time, they could.
So should I play one?
Let's get into it. Yeah, so this is the first song on the album. It's called The State. And we began filming it the day after the album was released. And we finished in New York in October of 2025.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's kind of coincidental that the song is called The State. I didn't do that on purpose.
Oh, really?
I just figured, you know what, we're here. Let's just shoot some footage. Let's get the Brooklyn Bridge in the background. Let's shoot this scene on the steps at the in Times Square and make it happen. Put something together.
Okay.
So it worked out.
Okay.
On the verge, a manhood, not the version of a man who reached the peak, but a youngin' who steady seeks. Here. At age 6, I love the sound of chocolate, especially the crinkle made from rappers or crunch bars and crackles. Made maturity through life exposure. I knew that life was golden after returns from the Gold Coast. The same state of how we mature and we find it worthy of a cringe at times. Facebook reminds us of old posts. Listen, my only enemies are competition. That don't mean the reverse is true, cause it's you versus you. What I learned to keep me out of early coffin. Don't expose your endeavors often, especially cause wanksters do most of talking. Rolly realities turn to fashion raw ambitions. Always aspired, so my peers always admired. We stay the course, big pictures important. We play with force or insist on witnessing torture. We stay the course, the big picture's important. We play with force or insist on witnessing torture. Look, the state of things, insane as they ever been. Instantly entertain us or losing this precious game. Here, the thumb dictates on everyone's a crown. They hide where they reside behind the pressing it down. A wastebasket emoji sans consequence. Even if the content is the hottest since apocalypse that hasn't happened. Rather rap is among the most condemned, although among the most creative and most pretend. Tomfoolery and hijinks happen, most offend. Irony and what's idiotic. Hopeless men, hoish women, and hopelessness grips them and both and wins this. Focus withers and posts to relinquish and poses grin. And temptation spot thighs and it sinks the veins. These are outcomes that come from constant craving. Katie Lang entered the room and all I read was fiction. Since they allowed deception and diction to villainize you for truth and diction. We stay the course, big pictures important. We play with force or insist on witnessing torture. We stay the course, the big picture's important. We play with force or insist on witnessing torture. Look. And then just slowly back out, pan out from where I'm at. So manually zoom out, yup.
Okay, Kojo.
Yeah.
Wow, this really, I love it.
Thank you.
I love
Thank you, man.
So the album name is The F.A.I.M.
The F.A.I.M, yeah.
The F.A.I.M. Oh,
fulfillment
wow.
and appreciation and maturity.
Wow.
And we weren't. I think I originally was gonna do maybe 4 videos, and actually it was my older brother who goes by the name of 113 as a producer. He and I have been working on stuff now.
Oh, so your brother is your producer?
He's not my producer on this album. We've been working on stuff for separate work. I don't like to say too much when work is not completed yet, but separate work.
Yeah.
But yes, we're working on stuff. But he does produce, and he has a background. He started out as a DJ.
Oh.
So he and I were talking, and he said, you should just do a video for every song.
Yeah.
I said, oh, that's actually a good idea. Why not?
This video is good.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
really amazing. To be honest.
I appreciate it. We shot it with a phone too, and so what happens is I have a friend, Sala. He goes by Sala Y. That's his videographer name, and he's actually been the one that helped me film. The majority of these visuals, and probably a good chunk of the ones off my last project, and whenever we shoot, we just use my phone to already have the footage, and then I edit them. Just like I edit some of the last podcast episodes and whatnot, same software and everything. But I just take my time to do that. I think the longest it's probably taken me to edit a video is maybe 3 weeks to a month.
Oh wow.
The quickest video I've ever edited probably been like a week and a half.
Why it takes long like that?
Just precision.
Oh.
Just trying to make sure that everything is, as professional looking as possible.
Yeah.
And time too. I mean, when you're doing so much stuff, in one aspect, from the work schedule sense, and from another aspect, just trying to do everything else as far as recording, being self-sufficient with the music as a whole. I mean, maybe 97%, right? Because if there are other people involved and they're doing their parts on things. But as far as my operation in general, I'm doing so much stuff on my own that I can't allocate all the time to video editing. So naturally, it's just going to take a little bit longer.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you can outsource that, but I prefer not to at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, KPW.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir. We're back.
Yeah.
This is what? This is number 4?
This is number 4. This is number 4.
Yeah.
So, hey, folks, check his album on
all streaming platforms. Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal.
Search the name.
The F.A.I.M. Yeah.
The F.A.I.M.
The F.A.I.M. F.A.I.M. It's formatted as an acronym. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll find it if you don't put the abbreviation, the abbreviated form in there, or the acronym format in there. You'll pull it up. But it's the F.A.I.M. That's the most recent project. So it doesn't stop there. I'm still working on stuff, just as far as, making beats, working with other artists. I got my hands completely full with continually making music.
Do you like what you do?
100%. 100%. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't. 100%. Yeah, I mean, this is the type of thing that makes me realize that the art, the music, the art is more than just entertainment. It feeds the soul. It sustains you. There's a spiritual element to it. And I mean, I'm not an expert on these types of things, just as far as the frequencies and all that. But I mean, I would imagine, at least in my experience, I think that that's even more so the case as far as how it affects me. It's more so the case with other genres than it is with rap, as far as how I've experienced it. And it makes me wonder how, quite frankly, how easy it would be to sustain yourself through life without music. I mean, that gets people through things. It ties you to stages that you've gone in your life, ties you to memories, and it associates your memory with certain eras and certain stages that you've gone through in your life. At least that's what it does for me. When I was just talking to one of my friends, actually, from the DMV, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, earlier today. And we were talking about a song called Sundown by a group called Parental Advisory. They came out when we were in 9th grade, at the very end of the school year. It was actually around this time that year, in 2000. And the way that song hits you, I mean, there's no other time that would have been ideal for them to release that song, or at least to our knowledge when we heard it, than at the end of the school year, on the verge of the summer, because it's just such a summer-esque, if you will, song. It's got such a heavy summer, warm weather theme to it. And I was telling him that when I hear that song, all I think of is hot weather and a swimming pool somewhere in Reston or Herndon, Virginia, because of the time that it came out. Because I remember what I was doing when it came out. End of the school year, you're 15 years old, there are girls everywhere. All you want to do is get you a little girlfriend and listen to some cool music and hang out by a pool, right? That's the type of association that music creates, the association with memory that music creates. And it's you group it with, and you tag it on to stages and eras in your life.